Hi, today I'm making whipped cauliflower. Let's get started. You are going to need 1 head of cauliflower. I'll probably cut up the whole thing, although Nathan is not a huge fan of the whipped cauliflower, so
2 hours later.
Maybe I'll do a little bit less. I don't know, TBD. I have a shredded cheese blend. You can use any kind of shredded cheese that you want, just not the one with like taco seasoning in it. And then I still have some of this thick cut mild white cheddar that I got from Aldi. I typically add cream, half and half milk, something like that. But I still have some of this whole milk ragout left over, so I don't want that to go to waste, so I'll use that. Of course, you're gonna need some salted butter, salt and pepper, and that's it. Let's get started again. There is one thing that I require for this recipe, and that is a Cuisinart. You have to have the Cuisinart. No amount of mashing or ricing or any of that is gonna get this to the consistency that you want it at. A nice one, really nice head. All I'm doing is cutting it in half, taking the bottom off, get rid of those leaves. And then I typically just break it into pieces right into my pot. And you want these in smaller pieces. If they're too big, you can always cut them in half, but you don't need to. The cauliflower is all broken up. I'm gonna fill water until just about there. Now I'll add a bunch of salt because I wanna cook this in salted water. And then I'm gonna bring this to a boil and let it cook until it's tender. All right, this is done. It's nice and fork tender, so I'm gonna strain it. And then just like with when you're making mashed potatoes, you want to put it back in the pot to dry out some of that excess water. I've gotten as much of the moisture out as I have the patience for. Always surprises me that this is an entire head of cauliflower and it fits in there. We'll puree that. And I'll add some black pepper. I don't add salt yet because I cooked it in salt water, so I'm not sure. I need to taste it first. We'll do a scoop of this ricotta cheese. Again, I'm substituting the ragout where I would normally use milk. I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's now add a nice pinch of that sharp cheddar. This is that Mexican style blend. Another nice pinch of that. That is piping hot. Oh my gosh, this consistency is just like mashed potatoes. It is so good. Babe, I'll never make these without ricotta cheese again. They're so velvety. I do need a little bit of salt, the teeniest, tiniest more amount of cheese. Oh my gosh. Like velvet.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
And what I do, if I'm not quite ready to serve them for dinner yet, be careful because that blade's in there. I put them right back in the pan. I've also done this too if they're too watery. Just cook them for a little bit and it'll evaporate some of that moisture. But these are effing amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm excited about too is that I also just realized I never even added any butter, and I normally do add some butter when I do them without the ricotta cheese, but honestly it doesn't even need them. Win-win. So I've got my salmon. I don't want to hear about how big of a portion it is. I only had egg whites today. Whipped cauliflower and green beans. Let's have a taste. Josh already just told me it's all right. He doesn't like salmon. I do. Nate and I do. Oh wait, I'm not, why am I trying? Well, I could still try the salmon. I think it's fantastic. I did the salmon with butter, lemon juice, paprika, salt, pepper, parsley. The creamiest whipped cauliflower you've ever seen in your life. All right. It is, dare I say, luscious. Green beans. Green beans suck. They could have cooked longer. But you have to make the whipped cauliflower. And I would love if you would make it for your kids and tell me if they like it. Mashed potato dupe. All right, bye.